2 semesters, and then the learners can give the exam semester wise. There are 13 core theory courses which are compulsory worth 48 credits. 5 are core and compulsory lab courses worth 20 credits. The project or dissertation is of 8 credits, and 1 credit is equal to 30 hours of self-study in ODL system. There are 3 elective courses. The learners can choose any one course.
Hello learners, on behalf of School of Vocational Education and Training, I, Urshla Kant, welcome you all to this session on MSCI 026, Block 1, and today we will cover Unit 1 titled Introduction to Risk Analysis of the program Master of Science in Information Security, MSCIS, and PG Diploma in Information Security, that is PGDIS. I hope you all doing well. Look around today's world and you will see that daily life is more dependent on technology than ever before. The benefits of this trend range from near instant access to information on the internet to the modern conveniences provided by smart home automation technology and concepts like the Internet of Things, IoT. With so much good coming from technology, it can be hard to believe that potential threats lurk behind every device and platform. Yet, despite society's rosy perception of modern advances, cybersecurity threats presented by modern technology are a real danger. A steady rise in cybercrime highlights the flaws in devices and services we have come to depend on. Companies use the practice to protect against phishing schemes, ransomware attacks, identity theft, data breaches, and financial loss. That is why information security is very, very essential at this point of time. And our 2 programs, that is Master of Science in Information Security, MSCIS, and PG Diploma in Information Security, that is PGDIS, are very important, by which we can safeguard our vital information against such threats. I am receiving so many queries related to the study material, assignments, and term and examination. So first of all, I want to focus on 3 important things. Number 1, assignments. Number 1 is study material. The soft copy of the self-learning material is already available on eGyan-Kosh on our IGNOU's website. If you have not received the hard copy because of the postal delay, you can refer to the soft copy which is available on eGyan-Kosh. Number 2, assignments. Assignments for July 2024 session are already available on our IGNOU website. You need to download those assignments and write these by your own hand and submit to your concerned study center or regional center by 30th November 2024. It is compulsory to submit these assignments. Then only you can sit for term end exams. Number 3 is term end examination, which is very, very important, December 2024. And as you know, these hall tickets to appear in December 2024 term and examination are already available on IGNOU's website. You can download from there. So today our topic for discussion is Introduction to Risk Analysis. This is Unit 1 of Block 1 of MSCI 026. So first of all, you should know what is risk analysis. Risk analysis, it refers to the review of risk which is associated with a particular action or event. The risk analysis is applied to information technology, projects, security issues, and any other event where risk may be analyzed based on a quantitative and qualitative basis. These risks are the part of every IT project and business organizations. The analysis of risk should be occurred on a regular basis and be updated to identify new potential threats. The strategic risk analysis helps to minimize the future risk probability and damage. Now, the enterprise and organization used risk analysis to anticipate and reduce the effect of harmful results which occurred from adverse events, to plan for technology or equipment failure or loss from adverse events, both natural and human caused, also to evaluate whether the potential risk of a project are balanced in the decision process when evaluating to move forward with the project, and also to identify the impact of and prepare for changes in the enterprise environment. Now I will tell you about what are the benefits of risk analysis before going further. The benefit of risk analysis is that every organization needs to understand about the risk which are associated with their information systems to effectively and efficiently protect their IT assets. Risk analysis can help an organization to improve their security in many ways, which are: number 1, concerning the financial and organizational impacts. It identifies, rates, and compares the overall impact of risk which are related to the organization. Number 2, it helps to identify the gaps in information security and determine the next steps to eliminate the risk of security. Number 3, it can also enhance the communication and decision-making processes which are related to information security. Number 4, it improves security policies and procedures as well as develop cost-effective methods for implementing information security policies and procedures. And number 5, it increases the employee awareness about risk and security measures during the risk analysis process and understands the financial impacts of potential security risk. Now we will come to that in this block number 1, which is risk analysis, there are 4 units. Number 1 unit is title is Introduction to Risk Analysis. The second unit is Risk Assessment, and the third unit is Risk Analysis Techniques and Methodologies, and the unit 4 is Risk Mitigation. So as you are watching on the screen, these 4 units comes under this block, Risk Analysis. So today in this session, we will discuss about the Introduction to Risk Analysis. In this, we will cover the objectives, what is risk analysis, the brief history, mission, risk concepts and definition, why risk analysis is done, what is the difference between risk and opportunity, what is the purpose of risk analysis, how to determine the assumptions which are acceptable or required. We will discuss about time and timing. Then we will discuss about project risk, then types of risk analysis, which are qualitative risk analysis and quantitative risk analysis, then how to perform the risk analysis, and like to gather information, then analyze the data, and also to create a plan to monitor and control the risk. We will also discuss about elements of risk analysis. We will also discuss about importance of risk analysis, that how to identify the project steps, how to identify potential threats, and how to estimate the level of risk. Then we will discuss about risk analysis techniques, then how to conduct the risk analysis. So this we will cover today. The learning outcome of this unit are to define risk analysis, to explain the importance of risk analysis, explain the types of risk analysis, how to perform risk analysis, to conduct risk analysis, and also describe the golden rules of risk analysis. So this risk analysis process, it is an important aspect of business recovery planning. So before going to the detailed view of risk analysis, I want to tell you that all the details are there in our self-learning material, and that language is very, very simple, and it is written by well-known experts. So you will find that you will find all the concepts have been described very nicely and beautifully. So you just go through the material for all the details. So the probability of this disaster occurring in an organization is highly uncertain. So therefore, organization should also develop the written, comprehensive business recovery plans that address all the critical operations and functions of the business. So this is the risk analysis process. This plan should include documented and tested procedures, which if we followed will ensure the ongoing availability of critical resources and continuity of operations. A business recovery plan is very much similar to the liability insurance. So in this, as you are watching on the screen, you are seeing the risk analysis process. That number one is identification of risk. The second step is analyzing the risk. The third step is evaluating the risk. Fourth step, treat the risk. And fifth is review the risk. So these are the steps which are there for risk analysis process. So this is the process of systematically identifying and assessing the potential risk and uncertainties that occur when trying to achieve a certain goal, and then finding a feasible strategy for most efficiently controlling those risks. This risk analysis, it refers also to the evaluation. Evaluation is very, very important. As you know, evaluation is the last step to know that what is the output. So evaluation of the potential risk inherent in an upcoming transaction and the identification of several different options in how to proceed. So these options are designed to minimize the risk while obtaining the most benefit, or at least finding the ways to protect you while taking the risk. So this risk analysis is very, very important for the evaluation purpose. As you know, in business world, risk analysis is the primary tool which is used in the risk management. Within this setting, the business looks at how various operations, campaign and expansions are likely to impact the financial stability of the company. So when the risk analysis indicates that all or most of the factors are favorable, then the company moves forward with the product launch. So this is very, very important. When the risk analysis has been done and it is successful, then only the company launch its product. When it comes to the growing the business also, risk analysis plays very important role and in the constructive business planning. So the business assessment often includes understanding both of the risk of maintaining the company in its current state as well as determining what could happen if new policies, procedures or product line were introduced into the corporate culture. So this risk analysis is the primary tool for identify the risk. This is, as you know, it is risk analysis is the systematic use of available information to identify hazards and to estimate the risk to individuals or population, property or the environment. This is very well defined. It is a systematic approach for describing and calculating the risk. It involves the identification of undesired, that is also called accidental, event and the causes and consequences of these events. Then we will tell you about one more term, that is risk estimation. You should know what is risk estimation. It is the process which is used to produce a measure of the level of health, property or environmental risk being analyzed. This risk estimation contains 3 steps. Number 1, as you are watching on your screen, number 1 is frequency analysis. Number 2, consequence analysis, and number 3, their integration. So these 3 steps comes under risk estimation. So this is very important as per point of view of your examination. This risk analysis is the use of available information to estimate the risk to individual or population, property or the environment or from the hazard, and this risk analysis has 3 steps. First is scope definition, third a hazard identification, and number 3 is risk estimation. So after the hazard identified, then you will go further for the risk estimation. Then there is one term, risk evaluation. This stage at which values and judgment enter the decision process by including consideration of the importance of the estimated risk and the associated social, environmental and economic consequences in order to identify and arrange the alternatives for managing the risk. Then there is one term, risk assessment, which is the process of risk analysis and risk evaluation. So the combination of risk analysis and risk evaluation is called risk assessment. Then there is also one term, risk control or risk treatment. How to treat the risk? This is the process of decision making for managing the risk and the implementation or enforcement of risk mitigation measures and the re-evaluation of its effectiveness from time to time using the results of risk assessment as one input. So this is about the risk control. And then risk management, which is the complete process of risk assessment and risk control. So this is all about the risk management. Then I will tell you why we will do risk analysis. As you know, in business and government, when we face some decisions with uncertain outcome all the time, so understanding this uncertainty can help us to make a better decision. So this risk analysis is very important. I will describe you by taking one very good example, that imagine if you are a national health care provider considering that out of which two vaccine to purchase. Then the 2 vaccines have the same reported level of efficacy, for example 60%, but further study reveals that there is a difference in confidence attached to these 2 performance measures. One is twice as uncertain as the other. Then all else being equal, the healthcare provider would purchase the vaccine with the smallest uncertainty about its performance, that is vaccine A. Then replace the vaccine by investment and efficacy by profit, and we have a problem in business for which the answer is the same. Pick the investment with the smallest uncertainty. So that means that you should have to pick the investment with the smallest uncertainty, all else being equal, that is investment A, and the principal problem is determining that uncertainty, which is the central focus of risk analysis. So it is better to have that the level of uncertainty is low. We can think of two forms of uncertainty that we have to deal with in risk analysis. The first is a general sense that the quantity we are trying to estimate has some uncertainty attached to it. Then we have risk events, which are random events that may or may not occur and for which there is some impact of interest to us. Then what is the difference between risk and opportunity? This risk is an event which may possibly occur, and if it did occur, would have a negative impact on the goals of the organization. This risk has three elements. Number one, the scenario. Number two, its probability of occurrence. And number three, the size of its impact if it did occur. So these three are the three elements of risk. Then what is opportunity? Opportunity is the event which may possibly occur. This is called opportunity, and if it did occur, would have a positive impact on the goals of the organization. Therefore, opportunity is the composer of same three elements, just like risk, that which we have discussed earlier. Then we are coming to the types of risk analysis. There are two types of risk analysis. One is quantitative and second is qualitative. Quantitative risk analysis, it provides a quantitative estimate of the risk posed as well as enabling risk mitigation methods to be evaluated so that the risk can be reduced to acceptable levels. So the objective of performing quantitative risk analysis process provide a numerical estimate of the overall effect of risk on the project objectives. It helps in calculating the estimates of overall project risk, which is the main focus. The second is qualitative risk analysis. Qualitative risk analysis improves the awareness of information system security problems and posture of the system being analyzed. It is a process of prioritizing the risk for further analysis or action by assessing and combining their probability of occurrence and impact. So the objective of qualitative risk analysis is to assess and evaluate the characteristics of individuality, identified risk, and then prioritize them based on the agreed upon characteristics. It is used to determine the risk exposure of the project by multiplying the probability and the impact. So if we will multiply probability and impact, we will find the qualitative risk analysis. So these are the two types of risk analysis, qualitative and quantitative. Then as you watching on the screen, the risk assessment process by diagram, key first of all identify the risk, then analyze the risk, then assess the risk, then prioritize the risk, and then risk control comes under the action. In this, when the new question comes, hazard identification, then the risk assessment happens by unknown until actually assessed, and then the risk management comes into the picture, and then risk communication. So this is the whole risk analysis process. So with this, we are ending our session, and so in today we have covered the unit 1, that is Introduction to Risk Analysis, and I hope you have all enjoyed this session. And if you have further query, you can write an email to our email ID, that is mscis@ignou.ac.in. Happy learning. Namaskar.